morning, welcome to Richlands Dairy Farm. This week is National Ag Week, so I'm sitting here with my friend Red, and we're gonna read a book since nobody's in school right now. Okay? The book we're gonna read is The Cow in Patrick O'Shanahan's Kitchen by Diana Pritchard. You ready to read? I think she's ready to read too. Patrick O'Shanahan dragged his feet to the kitchen for another boring breakfast. Only, he didn't see it first, but there was definitely something there. A cow! There was a cow in the kitchen. And Patrick stared at the cow, and the cow stared at him. Patrick's father, who strode into the kitchen. Patrick expected him to scream and shout, but he didn't do anything. How about world-famous French toast, Daddy? Or Patty? Patrick's jaw dropped. I guess so. Well, we'll need 3 eggs. Patrick rummaged around in the refrigerator. He looked beside the apples, he pushed aside the ranch dressing, and he peered behind the orange juice. And then, peacock! Is that what chicken sounds like? With eyes as big as dinner plates, Patrick peered into the back of the refrigerator, and an egg sat on a shelf right where the chicken had been. Behind it perched 2 more fluffy, feathery chickens. And Patrick's hand trembled as he passed the warm brown eggs to his father. Tap, tap, crack. 1, his father sang. Patrick reached for the second chicken and then the third. He gently lifted their feathers. Peacock! And tap, tap, crack. 2, his father sang. And 3. The last egg plopped right into the bowl, and now his father added milk. The cow stepped in front of the refrigerator. "Excuse me," whispered Patrick. Drip, drip, splat! The cow slobbered all over the floor. "Excuse me," said Patrick, just a little bit louder, and the cow just chewed her cud. Patrick climbed under the cow, and he had a hunch, so he grabbed the measuring cup and gently squeezed one of the long pink teats dangling from the udder. Warm, frothy milk squirted into the cup. Patrick proudly handed the milk to his father, who added it to the 2 eggs and began to whisk. Careful not to step on the chickens or bump the cow, Patrick toted a stack of plates, a pair of glasses, and a handful of silverware to the table. "Don't forget the syrup," his father called. "We can't have French toast without syrup." Patrick searched high and low. He scoured the pantry from front to back, but the syrup was nowhere to be found. When he looked back into the kitchen, tall trees, long bare branches filled the room from wall to wall, and something sticky trickled down their trunks. The cow slurped its tongue up and down one of the trees, and Patrick watched closely. The cow gave him an idea. Patrick licked the tree and grinned from ear to ear. "It's syrup! It's syrup!" And he shouted to the cow. A tiny spigot halfway up the trunk dripped syrup, and Patrick shoved the jar under the stream and filled it all the way to the top. He took it to the table where his father was waiting with the tallest stack of the world's famous French toast he'd ever seen. Patrick poured the syrup all over his French toast, and the trees began to shrink. He took a bite, and the chicken disappeared. And by the time Patrick had eaten through his stack of French toast, even the cow was gone. The next morning, Patrick woke up. He could barely contain his excitement. He jumped out from underneath the covers. Wild ideas of where today's food come from danced through his head. But as Patrick raced to the kitchen for another amazing breakfast, he stopped in his tracks. Did he smell bacon? And that was our book for today, The Cow in Patrick O'Shanahan's Kitchen by Diana Pritchard. Happy National Ag Week.